Made it to Kentucky. This is exciting. This is the Welcome Center. It's closed, so we're figuring out what to do, but I don't know, the map. On January 2nd, 2014, my roommate and I set out for a journey halfway across the United States. Basically, what we were trying to prove is that no matter where you live, what kind of a background you come from, happiness and niceness to people are pretty generic things, pretty easily understood by everyone. Our end goal is a commune that we got to in Tennessee, but along the way, we made many stops talking to many different people, putting down colorful pinwheels with motivational happy things on each. This is the story of our journey. I was reading a paper written by a 5th grader the other day. The topic was, what's wrong with the world? His opening line was, what's wrong with the world? I think it would be easier to tell you what's right with the world. That's a good question, though. What is right with the world? In a world of so many negatives, I think it's important to focus on good things that we as a society tend to push to the sides of our reality, leaving only room in the center for what we deem to be productive. On the outskirts of a mundane job, the morning commute, and awkward family interactions, that many people deem to be the only source of real reality, there are beautiful things, too, that are too easily overlooked. Somewhere on the outskirts of reality lies the answers to the question, what's right with the world? And I believe that everyone can live in these outskirts. So we made it to Kentucky, in like the middle of nowhere, at, what is it? Bardstown, Kentucky.
We aimed for Louisville, but we didn't make it.
But we got some good chicken fingers at a place that had big chickens, like, to the sides. Not real ones, but yeah.
This is pretty weird.
Pretty much.
It's really funny though.
Pretty $50 a night motel, but
and then we're watching the sunrise.
We came to find that even in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, people still had the same idea about doing little things to make people happy. Although the quality of the sound in this next video didn't come out very well, the gist of what this man was saying was that no matter what you believe, or who you look to, you've got to do things for the people.
And so she gave me his name, I put him on the program. I mean, you have to do things like that.
Yeah. The next man we interviewed chose not to be shown on camera, but he tells us stories of the nice things that he does for his fiancée.
Every morning I wake up and go out and sit in my fiance's car and defrost her car for her, so whenever she goes to work it's like warm and her windows are already melted off.
Oh, that is really nice of you. Yeah. The next couple of interviews you're going to see are only some of the many we did while on our road trip. I purposely got people from different walks of life, different ages, different backgrounds, to see how much they remember the little nice things that have been done for them.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that's fine.
We all share our lunches. That's always exciting.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm broke in college, so that's always good.
Oh yeah, same with us. Yeah. Awesome.
I'm a swimmer and I love when people congratulate me on how I did, no matter what I did. Even if I do awful in a race, I know my teammates are so supportive of me and will always congratulate me on how I swim, and I love that. So, and I do the same for them.
Well, we had one of our sales associates one time had a lady that was wanting to purchase something, and I'm thinking it was remember what that was, Rachel?
A bat.
It was a bat? Yeah, it was one of our bats that we sell here, a little cling bat, like this one right here, and there was no ones left in the store, so just like a human interest kind of thing, and so she had one in her car. So she went out to her car and actually gave the lady the bat out of her car.
Aww.
And so the lady really appreciated that. She saw one before, went on a tour, didn't get it. Of course, there was only one or two left, so it was gone by the time she got back. So she was really wanting that bat.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So then Rebecca, one of our people that work for us here, they went out and got one out of her car and gave it to her. It was really special.
Yeah. Oh, that's
really
awesome.
Touched by that. So,
yeah.
Is that the kind of thing you're looking for?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
So one time I went to Rehoboth Beach with my daughter to try to win a stuffed animal in one of these arcade games where you have to compete with the other people for this horse race thing. And I couldn't win it, but there was a guy next to me that saw that I guess was trying to win it for my daughter. So he turned around and gave it to her, which I thought was really cool of him. It made me happy.
After our multiple-day journey through many states, including Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and then finally Tennessee, we were only miles away from the commune that we didn't know much about, besides that it was a community full of people that were looking to help other people as well as the environment. Upon arriving there, though, we realized that they weren't allowing people to visit because it was the winter. That's when we encountered the best act of kindness yet. We approached the first man we saw at the commune and explained our situation, explained how we had traveled all the way from Delaware. It had been a 15-hour, multiple-day journey, and we weren't sure what to do. We wanted to at least get to talk to him before we had to head out, assuming that we weren't going to be allowed to stay there. He instantly found the first person he could find, who then found the first person he could find, and just, it became, 5 or 10 people all helping us out, trying to get us a place to stay so that we'd be able to stay with them. We made it.
We made it.
To
And it's
the
awesome.
commune. Yeah, and everyone's so nice. We got here and we realized it was closed for winter, and so then I was like, I don't know, I think we were just kind of like looking for someone to like talk to at least see what people here were like, and then we were thinking we might have to go somewhere else for the night. But the first person we talked to like eagerly tried to help us, and then stopped the first person he saw in the car, like he tried to help us, and then we went to a store where everyone went to make phone calls because they didn't have phones. And they like called someone who I guess seemed like he dropped everything he was doing to just
That's
like,
what it
come
seemed
over.
like, yeah. I don't really know. He was there like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wasn't doing anything. I don't know.
And then he took us to this awesome house and was like worried about getting us food and stuff. But, like as you can see, we're set.
Goldfish.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything here is just like perfect, I think, and everyone's great. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was awesome.
Yeah. There were peace signs everywhere and a lot of really like long hugs. I feel like I saw everyone like hugging, and I don't know.
I like to think they love us.
Yeah,
Right?
I think so. They're very, very
Definitely some of
welcoming.
them do.
Although the term perfect, which I used earlier when sitting down talking to the camera about the commune, can't be used because perfect doesn't exist. What we found throughout our stay at the commune was a bunch of genuinely great people. All of these people really reached out to us, really wanted to help us out without even realizing we were there to film a documentary or anything. This was a community full of people where people smiled at each other, they held the doors, they got, excited when they saw other people they knew. This is also a community where even the graffiti was positive. As you saw earlier, there was butterflies and flowers painted everywhere as opposed to skull and crossbones. Not only that, but they also really focus a lot on helping the environment, which I think is another way of, making other people happy. That's a way for them to be happy, to produce happiness. And as you can see, there were tons of recycling plants everywhere. These people didn't have a ton of money. They didn't have a ton of really luxurious, expensive things. But all of them really seemed to make do, and to make do by giving what they did have to others. One little thing that people do for you that you really appreciate or that you do for someone else. Obviously, I got to thinking what my answer to that question would be. When a stranger smiles at you, but it's like a real smile, not like some creepy smile. They're just actually acknowledging your presence. And then I was thinking about it, and like, for happiness, you don't have to rely on that from someone else. You could go out, you could be the stranger to smile at them. And just as other people earlier in the documentary had said, I remember one guy saying, about how this girl really wanted a toy and they didn't have any more in the store and someone else had one in their car, so they went out and gave it to the girl. And that's awesome, and I'm sure the girl who got it was really happy, but probably the person that was even happier was the person giving it to the little girl. So I guess that basically just comes back around to say, if you want to be happy, give off happiness, make other people happy. Memorable and the most meaningful aspect of filming this documentary was an experience that happened where it had nothing to do with people being nice to us. It was a little nice thing that Jen and I ended up doing for someone at the commune, and it literally, I feel as though they did something nice for me by giving us that opportunity to. Okay, so we saw this kid's posted,
like a help sign.
yeah.
Help, I lost my dinosaur, basically. Return this dinosaur if you found it.
Yeah, and at the end he was like, it had the description, and then it said well loved as part of the description. And we just coincidentally had these dinosaurs from when we went to Dino World earlier in our road trip. And the dinosaur he lost was green, so I thought that was pretty cool that just matched up. And we put it in an envelope. Yeah, so, yep, so we're leaving those for him. After such an amazing road trip and such an amazing time at the commune, we decided it was finally time to head back home. As great as the cheap motel lifestyle was treating us, we had friends and family to get back to. So we spent another about 15 hours on the road, still stopping to talk to people along the way.
That's really exciting.
So, we're leaving our road trip, and we're in Virginia, making one last stop at the Caverns in Luray. And yeah, today's been a pretty successful trip.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Now that our road trip was over, and we'd made it all the way to Tennessee and back, did we prove everything we set out to prove? I think so. Arguably, I don't even think we need to travel far at all. I think we proved that there are plenty of things right with the world, way more things than most people realize. There's so much time to be able to laugh and smile with your friends, to meet new people, to see amazing, awesome forms of Earth, and then to realize that there are ways to preserve them, and that there are ways to make other people happy. There are so many small things that both you and I and people in general do every day that really make other people smile. I don't really think they usually realize this, because as I said earlier, these things generally get pushed to the outskirts of reality. However, if we spend a little bit more time focusing on those, focusing on the little nice things people have done for us, or we've done for other people, as opposed to stressful things such as the next project that's due at work, or when we need to drive somewhere else, we would really, I think, all be a lot happier.